Assalamualaikum. I'm Wan Sabiha Auji binti Wan Sanazi, Matric number 060513. For this assignment, the pamphlet that my partner and I have chosen is an informational pamphlet. It is visually appealing and it also has clear messages and informative images. The theme is about health and more specifically the digestive system. I have used the literal translation in translating the pamphlet. Literal translation is a translation technique where the text is translated word for word, adhering strictly to the structure and syntax of the source language. The focus is on translating individual words and phrases as directly as possible without taking account cultural or linguistic differences. In literal translation, the main goal is to maintain the literal meaning of the original text, often at the expense of natural language flow or idiomatic expressions. The aim is to provide a faithful representation of the source language, allowing the reader to understand the content in a more literal sense. For example, Healthy Digestive System to Sistem Pengadaman Sehat, published by diterbitkan oleh, and Our Immunity Starts from Our Gut to Immunity kita bermula dari usus kita. A Better Gut Begins with Vitagen to Usus yang lebih sihat bermula dengan Vitagen is also a literal translation. However, I also use the transposition translation in the form of sentence structure in the text. Number 1 cultured milk drink in Malaysia. Tu minuman susuku tu nombor 1 di Malaysia. Transposition translation is when the translator changes parts of the text order, sentence structure while retaining the same meaning as the original text. In transposition translation, the goal is to preserve the meaning and the overall message of the original text while adjusting the word order or syntactic structure to align with the target language's conventions. This technique is often used when the structure of the source language differs significantly from the target language. Transposition translation can include various adjustments such as rearranging words, changing word tenses, altering sentence structures, or converting active voice to passive voice, and vice versa. The purpose is to create a more natural and coherent sentence that adheres to the target language's grammatical rules and stylistic norms, while maintaining fidelity to the original content. By employing transposition translation, translators can effectively convey the meaning of the source text in a way that is linguistically and culturally appropriate for the target audience. That is all from my part. Thank you for listening. I will now pass to my partner, Khairul Ikhwan.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Khairul Ikhwan bin Muhammad Sipulizan, Matric number 060505 from Band 6B. Thank you, Auji, for the explanation. And now I will continue with my part. So, for our pamphlet, we use literal translation since it is the quickest and easiest way to translate a text or paragraph while preserving the original meaning of it. And in the original text, which is in English, it doesn't use any bombastic word or high-level word, so we can literally translate it without causing any misunderstanding or false translation. For example, Vitagen proven for better digestion, and in Malay we translate it with Vitagen terbukti untuk penghadaman yang lebih baik. Other than that, we don't want the readers to miss out any point from the original text. Since with literal translation, we literally translate it from text to text, and this will help especially someone who is very new to translation to see how translation works, how each point is presented. As for the design, we choose simple design since it's easier to understand and not overwhelming for the readers. Since the original brochure used a lot of pictures and it's kind of distracting for us to read, we reduce the amount of pictures usage in our text, and we also use a lot of colors to attract the readers so that they can remember what is the point in the brochure. For example, for the checklist, they put a lot of pictures which is very unnecessary since checklist should be simple, since we want to just tick what we have did. And for the text conveyed, we arrange it in the appropriate order since in the original brochure they put it everywhere. It's very hard to distinguish what this text is going to say. Since here we have the checklist, here we have information, everything in just one page. But for us, we order it. First, we need to put the checklist, and then the other section we put the information of the product and what the product is all about and a word of it, so that the readers doesn't feel overwhelmed with it. They can read it and relate with the previous point presented. And that is all from us. Thank you.